Hi, James. This is Becky with Gray Owl Marketing. I wanted to shoot you over this quick video. I'll be brief, but I did just want to show you 3 tips that you can use today to help bring in more customers to your business so that you can hire more people. Oftentimes in the world of the internet, most local business owners just are too busy running their own business to keep up with how the internet can really work for them and benefit their business. So I just wanted to show you these tips. So I'm here on your website. I love that your website has these quick call to actions. It's a quick, easy way to get a hold of you and some beautiful imagery. But I will tell you that if you want to optimize your Google presence, you really need at least 1,500 words of content on this homepage. And you probably have, 20, 30 words here. So content is king with Google. This is key factor in Google's formula when they decide what sites to rank higher than others. And Google likes to see not only high quantity, but high quality. You want your business to show up on page 1 when your customers are searching for you on Google, right? So make sure you have at least 1,500 words or more on your page and optimize which words you're using and what you're including on your entire website. So I use this tool called Ahrefs. There are some free tools you can use if you do a quick search on Google, but I put your company's website in here, and this is kind of a dashboard of what your company's online presence looks like. So you have this website, it's not getting a ton of traffic to it, and you're ranking for these keywords here. When I pop it in here, you can see landscaping, McDonough, Georgia gets 250 searches a month, and you can see that you're position 11, which means you're on the top of page 2. Wheeler Landscaping, which is your name, has a search volume of 50. You're on the bottom of page 1. You want to try to get that up because that's your brand. Lawn Care Services, McDonough, again, getting a lot of traffic there, but you're on top of page 2. Landscaping, McDonough. So you can see a lot of presence here for McDonough and Stockbridge. So it's really great that your keywords are what we call buyer intent keywords because they're using locations. You can see the search volume here. But again, you can see here you're probably on page 3 to 5, even page 8 sometimes. So you want to think about that when you're putting the content on here. And by adding that content here, you want to just recommend focusing on 2 or 3 words that are those buyer intent keywords and use them throughout your website and on your pages. You also service probably a couple different areas, so you could think about having different service pages so that you could rank number 1 in different areas. But what I want to show you here is I put in a Google search term here, for example, landscaping Atlanta. Landscaping Atlanta gets 600 searches a month. That's 7,200 people a year that you're missing out on when people put this search in here and you're not ranking number 1 on these pages. So when people go in and they search Google, they'll put in a search term. Some people will click on the first thing they see and they'll see these Google ads, which are interesting. And you can use Google ads and get right on page 1. That's an effective strategy depending on what you're going after. Just want to be careful that you're doing it right because you want to make sure you're not, it's not a money pit and you're dumping a bunch of things into these ads. But some people will click here because it's the first thing they see. Others will skip right over the ads and go to this section here, what we call the map pack. And you can see these are the top 3 companies that Google has a ton of confidence in. So they put them up in this section. And then the third section would be down here, which we call the organic traffic. And this is very related to what keywords you're putting in your website and in your content. But about 40% of all traffic gets into this top 3 spot right here. And you're probably asking yourself, right, how do I get in this top 3 spot? And there's a few things that you can do, but one of those key factors is your Google Business profile. So I pulled up your Google Business profile here, and that's what is in this section here. And there's a few things that you can do to grow and build this because you want to continue to build and grow your business profile. One of those things, of course, is Google reviews. So you see here that you have 17 reviews and you got a little over a 4-star rating. You want to continue to try to get as many 5-star reviews as possible and grow that positive image. The second part of your Google profile is what we call the NAP, which is your name, your address, and your phone number. Google likes to see that across multiple platforms on the web. So you put it in your profile, you put it on your website. You put it into Yelp, MapQuest. You can put it into Whitebooks, Yellow Pages, CityStar. There's a ton of what we call citation platforms that you can put your name, address, phone number, business hours in. But the key there is to be consistent. You want it to match exactly what your Google profile says. So a lot of times I will see somebody having like varying business hours or different addresses from site to site, and this doesn't give Google confidence to put a business in that top 3 spot. So put your business in lots of places online, creating those tracks across the web, but it's important to Google that people can search the different platforms and see that same information. And the last thing I'll tell you about the Google profile is pictures. So both on your website and in your business profile, you want to have pictures, but you want to make sure you're saving these images as buyer intent keywords. So you can see here, it just says UV. You want to change that file name to something like Landscaping Atlanta, so that again, when Google crawls your website and crawls your profile, it is knowing where you're doing. And the second element here is geotagging those pictures. So you're a landscaping company, you do business in multiple areas. When you take pictures of your great work, you want to make sure you're geotagging it to that location, so that by doing this, Google sees not only what type of work you're doing by those keywords, but it also knows where you're doing that work by using those geotags. So when people are searching for similar things, you're going to show up. So that's important. Now, the third thing that I want to cover is another important aspect of Google, which is your company's online reputation. So again, when we look at this search term, Landscaping Atlanta, you're not coming up in that #1 spot. And your business reputation is another key factor in what's getting people in this top 3 spot. Now, this is where you want to be, and this is where you want to make sure that you're beating out your competition in every aspect. So again, if I go back to this tool that I was using here, you can see where your kind of online reputation comes from. It's this site strength right here. And that comes from referring domains and backlinks. So where in the World Wide Web are people pointing back to your website? And for you, 34 referring domains pointing back to 155 backlinks, which is giving you this kind of strength. This is a numerical value of your site's reputation or your site's authority. But you got to keep in mind that not all referring domains are the same. You want them to be more relevant to your site in order for it to give it strength for you to rank higher here. And this UR number, we really want to see it above 20, if not 30 or 40, and we want to see a 1-for-1 ratio between DR and UR. And the way you do that is making sure that your referring domains are relevant. And as you can see down here with this do follow, only 5 of those 34 referring domains are what's giving your site power. So you can see you don't have a ton of search traffic, which is probably partly due to be the content on your page, but also your site's authority or your site's reputation. So again, when I go to a search like this, Atlanta Landscaping, I can see that this company right here smartly put Atlanta Landscaping in their title. And this is that company. This is one of your #1 competitors in that area where the search volume is really high. And here's their website. Again, they have some more content than you, but not nearly as enough. So you could get your content up to 1,500 words or more and start blowing these guys out of the water, even if their name is in there. And I put their website in my tool as well. So you can see this is a snapshot of their business compared to yours. And, they have a UR of 26, which is doing a little bit better than yours. But you can see they have 49 referring domains. So again, not too many more than yours. But if you look at those referring domains, only 13 of them are what's giving the juice or the power to build the reputation of their sites. So they're getting quite a bit more traffic than you. You can see they have about almost 400 versus your 10 a month traffic. And they're doing that because they have a little bit higher online presence than you. And the cool thing about this is when you use different tools, these are the ones that's really giving them power. We can click there. We can see which ones they are using, and we can go ahead and copy those and then add on top of that so that your site has a better reputation than theirs does. So again, just to wrap up, I gave you 3 tips. One being content is king. You want to have at least high quality and a high quantity of good content on your page. You want to think about what we call the citations, and that's your Google presence here. You want to be on multiple places, being very consistent on all the platforms, and then you want to think about your company's online reputation. And if you implement these 3 strategies today, you can be #1 across Google. And you can either do this by taking the information I'm providing you today and doing yourself. I'm totally fine with that. That's cool. But you could also think about being more effective and saving yourself some time so you can focus on your business and give me a call and we can set up a time to chat. Once again, my name is Becky Leana with Gray Owl Marketing, and my contact information is in the email. I hope you found this information valuable. Look forward to hearing from you, and you have a great one.